Welcome to the South Ops Fire Weather Webcast for Tuesday, November 5th. I'm your host, Kristen Stewart. Visible satellite imagery this morning shows high clouds rapidly invading the region from a wet weather system to our north. These high clouds will be quite widespread today and will provide filtered sunshine in many areas. Quiet weather is expected today overall as we are in between Santa Ana wind events. Here is a look at today's forecast highs, which are pretty similar to yesterday and still generally a few to several degrees below normal for this time of year. With less wind as compared to yesterday, today will not be quite as dry, with minimums largely ranging around 12 to 25%. Winds throughout the morning will be mostly light and variable overall. As a deep trough begins to dig into this Great Basin later today, northerly flow will begin to increase across the region this afternoon. Expect north to northwest winds to peak around 15 to 25 miles an hour, with gusts to 40 to 45 miles an hour across the higher terrain of the Central Coast, portions of the northern San Joaquin Valley, and the north wind-prone Southern California mountains. With lighter winds overall, fire potential should lower to more moderate levels today. However, the combination of breezy winds and dry conditions will likely contribute to widespread elevated fire weather conditions across the region. There continues to be high confidence in a deep and cold trough originating from the Canadian plains, dropping southward into the desert southwest tonight through Wednesday and lingering through Thursday before high pressure builds back in. As we have been discussing for the past few days, this system is expected to bring a strong Santa Ana wind event starting late tonight into Wednesday morning. It will be longer lasting than the event on Monday, with gusty winds continuing through Thursday and potentially early Friday. Model projections over the past couple days have been very consistent, so we have high confidence that this will be a dangerous, high-impact wind and fire weather event. Let's get into the nitty-gritty details. The wind direction is expected to shift northeasterly during the overnight hours tonight and will rapidly strengthen into Wednesday morning. With strong upper-level wind support that serves to enhance surface winds, as well as strong cold air advection and increasing offshore pressure gradients, the ingredients are all there for the formation of a strong Santa Ana wind event. The peak winds are expected in the early to mid-morning hours, with widespread gusts in the 40 to 60 miles an hour range. These gusty winds are not going to be just isolated to the mountains and valleys, but will likely spread into the coastal plains and towards the beaches as well. There will likely be localized gusts as high as 80 miles an hour or higher for the most wind-prone ridges and canyons. The event weakens some on Thursday, but not by much, with widespread gusts of 30 to 50 miles an hour peaking in the overnight through morning hours. Very low daytime humidity is expected for Wednesday and Thursday. There will likely be widespread minimums of 6 to 12% across the region, along with widespread poor to non-existent recoveries across windiest spots. As a result, another round of critical fire weather conditions is expected for Southern California. This time will be much more widespread, and red flag warnings are in effect for a large portion of the state west of the Central Valley. Due to the rapid drying of the fuels during Monday's event and a lack of recovery time, there is more concern for fire weather issues for this second, longer-lasting event. High pressure will return to the region on Friday with much lighter winds and seasonable temperatures, but it will remain very dry. The forecast for the weekend and into next week looks active, with multiple areas of low pressure moving through the area, but there remains some uncertainty as to their evolution. There is a slight chance of showers early next week, and depending on how the forecast evolves, there could also be additional offshore winds mid-next week. But let's just get through this Santa Ana wind first, before looking too deeply into the crystal ball. Large fire potential will be fairly low today due to the lighter winds as compared to Monday, but elevated fire weather conditions are likely across much of Southern California, especially for breezier spots. Fire danger will then become very high on Wednesday through at least Thursday night with the next Santa Ana wind event. Fuels have been primed following Monday's event, and high risks remain in place for the Southern California mountains and the South Coast. The fire weather pattern on Wednesday and Thursday is extremely critical. This type of pattern has been associated with some of the worst fires in Southern California history. Any fires in wind-prone areas on Wednesday and Thursday will have the potential to exhibit extreme fire behavior and may show total resistance to any control methods. This will be a very high-impact event considering we still have not received significant precipitation for our region, so stay alert. Fire potential will then become much lower this weekend as winds become light and humidity begins to recover. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Our next webcast will be on Wednesday, November 6th. Have a fantastic day, and please stay safe.